Interesting. Oh, hey guys, didn't see you there. Well, I guess it's already time. I got my books right here. We got a lot of discovery to do. Let's go. Whoa, alright. I have got to work on my landings. Anyways, welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Goma Victor Hines, and I hope you're all doing really well. So, just as you may have read on the title, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 random and historical facts about the sport you all know as football. Now, I sat down one day and it just came to me that I've been blessed with football knowledge. You know, I feel like to some degree I'm a football Einstein, and it would be selfish of me if I didn't share it with y'all. So that is what I'm gonna do in this video. You know, if you're not into analytics, maybe at halftime you can just flex your football knowledge masculinity to your mates, or you don't even have to be a football fan. You know, if your girlfriend, you know, and your boyfriend is so much into football, you can just, you know, bring up something random and be like, how did you know that? You know, just make them feel like they really don't know anything about the sport except watching it, you know. But yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be releasing a video once each week, mentioning 5 random facts and historical information about the sport of football. What I found out, wow, football is pretty interesting. That's what I can say. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into today's video. 1. First and foremost, watching yesterday's game, Liverpool against Chelsea, in an 8-goal thriller, it had me thinking, what is the highest number of goals that has ever been scored in a single game? Fortunately for me, I got my answer. And the answer is 149 goals. 149. And the score was 149-0. Now listen to this. Madagascan side Stade Olympique de la Mans put the ball in their own net 149 times in a league game against the champions Adema. Now, they did that in a protest referring decision earlier made in the match. So, let me get this straight. There was an incorrect refereeing decision made earlier in the game, and the team got so pissed off that they decided to score 149 own goals. Like, what? Now, never mind the own goals. What's now really in my mind, because I haven't watched the highlights. I failed as I speak. I failed to get the highlights reel of that game. Did they decide to, like, you know, score these fancy goals instead of just walking the ball in? Like, at one point, did they say, have we tried scoring this sort of goal? And like their own team would form like a wall, then someone would go a distance outside the box and decide to score covering a free kick or something. Like, how were these goals? 149 goals. Because I don't think you just walk in 149 times. They must have decided to, like, hey, let's try the bicycle kick. Let it go. Let's see how. And why didn't they stop the game? Why did they stop the game? Like, they allowed the game to go on for 19 minutes. Like, that's bizarre. 149-0. All right, that's just awesome. That's just awesome. On the topic of goals, we've known some formidable goal scorers over the course of the history of this sport. We've known the likes of Ronaldinho, Pele, Maradona. Right now we have Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. And the most that I've ever seen Ronaldo and Messi score in a single game is 5. And the most goals that I have witnessed the player score is 9, and that was Erling Haaland, the Under-20 World Cup for his country, Norway. But what is the highest number of goals that a player has ever scored in a single game? Now, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Now, the player's name is Stefan Stanis, and he used to play for French club Racing Club. And in a French Cup match against Aubry in December 1942, he scored 16 goals in one game. Let that sink in. 16 goals. 16 goals in one game. Like, come on. 16 goals in one game. That is an absolute fit. Like, 16 goals. Wow. Even we make noise when Ronaldo scores a hat-trick for Messi, but 16 goals. I think even if these two players play until 50 trying to break that record, they can't get to 16 goals in a single game. Wow. Now that's one that you should have. You should have. When you tell someone that the most number of goals someone has scored in a single game is 16, they'll look at you crazy. Then tell them, go look it up. Go look it up on Google. Search about Stefan Stanis. You know what I'm talking about. Wow. Wow. Now that's a fact that everyone's got to remember. Some piece of black history in the sport that I really love. We've seen a number of black players play European professional football, such as Kylian Mbappe, Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford, Didier Drogba, to mention but a few, and are considered by some as some of the best players the world has ever witnessed. But who was the first black professional football player? Now, lucky for you, I got an answer right here. Now, according to records, Arthur Watson was the first black professional football player to play in the Football League. And by the Football League, I guess they mean the English Football League, because that was the first league formulated. Now, he was actually of Ghanaian descent, Arthur Watson. He had a European dad and an African mom. His mom was actually Ghanaian and was related to the Fante royal family. Now, he did not grow up in Africa. He was born in Accra, but did not grow up in Africa. He moved to England, where he received his education, and his football skills were manifested. And he was one of the best goalkeepers of his time. He went on to play for clubs such as Newcastle United, Sheffield FC, and Darlington, to mention but a few. And I think he opened the door for a lot of African players and blacks that we see in the leagues these days. And this is the second piece of African history that I have received this week. If you guys haven't already seen the video, I released a video about this African coach becoming the first one ever to win a European League title and qualify for the UEFA Champions League. And this just increases my level of pride, as an African, to see that, that these people who went out there and they just represented us, represented our color, and it's just magnificent. So that's just one piece of fact that you should have, and just feel proud about. Yeah. Congratulations. Kudos to Arthur Watson. Mason Greenwood, Bukayo Saka, Ansu Fati, they're just some of the few youngsters who have taken the world of football by storm, and they're on some big money contracts, 17, 18 years old, and they're playing in some of the world's greatest leagues, the Liga and the Premier League. But it begs the question, who is the youngest player ever to sign a professional contract? Now, are you ready for this? His name is Bryce Bright, and he signed his first pro contract at the age of just 20 months. Months, not years, months. Let that sink in. Bryce Bright signed his first pro contract with Belgian club FC Racing Boksburg, who offered him a long-term contract to play and train with their under-5 squad. Like, okay. Now, this is what the coach had to say about Bryce Bright. The way Bryce kicks the ball, you cannot see in kids who are 4 or 5 years of age. His ball control is incredible for his age. Alright, so this news was actually back in 2013. He should be around 7 years old now, but who cares still? That is some mind-blowing stuff. I have friends who I play soccer with, and their ball control is so wanting, and we have to take the word for this coach because he offered him a contract at 20 months old. He must have been formidable. And I've seen some of my friends like Jason, if you're watching this, I mean, this kid makes it look, I don't know. I'm sorry. Wow. 20 months old, it's just mind-blowing. It just makes me think of some of my friends who can't really control the ball. But that's mind-blowing. And he must be 7 years old. If I could find footage of him at that age playing football, that would be awesome, but I don't have any footage now. And I'm gonna look closer into Bryce Bright and see just how good he is that, they decided to offer him a pro contract at that age. He must be 7 years old now. But yeah, now that's just some piece of information that, you can brag about and make people look stupid. Ask them and they'll say 17, 18. You'll be like, the youngest player was 20 months old. Make them look stupid. Last piece of information for this week in this video. Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona. These are just some of the few clubs with very huge fan bases. And if you ask some of them, they'll tell you a very detailed history about their football club. But question is, What was the very first club founded? The history of football. Now, I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 of y'all, or 9.5 out of 10 of y'all, really don't know the answer to this question. So I'm gonna go ahead and blurt it out. It's Sheffield Football Club, and not Sheffield United. I know that's where your minds are gonna run, but no, it is Sheffield Football Club. Sheffield Football Club was the world's first football club, founded in 1857. United wasn't founded until 1878. Man City in 1880, Real Madrid 1902, Arsenal 1889. And they currently play in the Northern Premier League Division 1 Southeast. For the club that was the first to be founded, they are really not paying tribute to their founders. They were the first club and they're way down low the pecking order. Kind of embarrassing though. Alright, so I don't think that's just as interesting as I thought it would be, so I'll compensate with a bonus one. Ready for it? The most watched and played sport in the world is football. Yep, football. I'm so glad to be well informed in a sport that is just so world renowned. Anyway, so that's gonna spell the end for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and catch me next week, same time, same place, talking about more random facts and historical information about the history of the sport that you all know as football. So thank you for tuning into today's video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe and share, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace out.